we're doing. And in this video, the topic of this video is going to be how I got into land clearing and maybe some tips for you if you want to get into land clearing. Because I do get the question, I've gotten it several times in social media world, people interested in doing this kind of thing. So this is going to be from the perspective of just an employee, like just somebody that works here, not getting into land clearing as in starting a business, but joining as a machine operator, laborer, something like that. Now, before we get too far into it, I know that my boom is making a terrible squealing sound. We have greased this thing and it is still really annoying, really loud. So I may get to the editing part of this video and decide just to do a talk over kind of thing, so I can get some better quality. Eventually I'll get a mic, a Bluetooth mic, and it'll cut out a bunch of this excessive noise. But until then, this is what we're going to do. But what I'm doing right now, I'm going to be doing this while I talk to y'all, is I'm prepping a log deck, I guess. Now remember, I'm new to this world, and I'm going to do some things that don't make sense to you, pretty much because I possibly don't know any better, or maybe you just do things differently. And in any trade, I don't care what it is, there's always going to be somebody that would have done it different. That's fine. But what I'm doing today is prepping an area to load trucks. Now you may call that something different, but I've always heard it called a log deck. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm making a deck. I'm not sure if it's been in the video yet or not, but we have a new machine on the job. It's coming down the hill right now. John Deere 848H, I think, is the model, but it's a John Deere skidder. And my foreman is in that at the moment, bringing up trees that we have not stumped yet. There it is. Y'all may have caught a glimpse of it that time. Let him get around me, because I'm still getting used to swinging excavators and stuff. I'm not sure how much room I have, so I'm gonna let him get on by. So he's bringing up trees that we have not stumped yet. We got the saw man behind us, and he's gonna stump them, and then once he stumps them, I'm trying to organize them down here on the deck. So that's the game plan so far. That's what I'm working on right now. My foreman just texted me and said, "Are you going to catch up?" Which She already knows the answer to that. Dragging trees, obviously with a machine that was designed to drag trees, is a lot faster than dragging them out single. With an excavator. So he is really outrunning us. So I'm going to walk over here, grab these stumps that the sawman he cut most of them. He left one on there. Separate the stumps and then I'll stack. That's annoying. That's annoying. Orientation of a log deck and how the log trailer backs in and all that, that's something that I'm still learning. So organizing a log deck is not my strong suit. It's something that I'm still learning how to do. He tried to cut it off, it's still hanging on. Land clearing. Some of my other videos I have talked about and titled them as land clearing, and that is what the company that I work for does, along with some other stuff, but land clearing is what I'm going to cover because that's what I'm working in. Come on. But you could also call it logging because, as you can see, we're getting the timber off of it and it goes to the mill. So, logging, land clearing, however you want to describe it. Even those tell you is just what I've done. So your mileage may vary, but this will be my story and how I got into land clearing. And if you feel like it can apply to you, that is great. I hope it helps you out. That's why I'm making this video, is to help other people out. So as far as experience goes, that's the big question that everybody asks is, we still going here, or have I just been talking to myself? Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. That's the question that everybody asks, is how much experience do you have to do this type of work? And the answer to that question probably varied years ago versus what it is now, because there's such a shortage of people working in the trades that it probably varied. Oh, alright. My buddy's stuck over here, so I'm going to have to go get him. Let's see, we got enough room to fit through this stack right here. I hope so. So, back in the day, they probably wanted you to have a ton of experience or to grow up in it or something like that. But from what I've seen now, not just with the company that I work for now, but I see a lot of it online. And people just want somebody that'll show up and be dependable. Being real careful here. If I got enough room to turn around here. Companies just want somebody that's going to show up, have a good attitude, be dependable, and I mean, I've seen this across the internet. Business owners saying, if I could just get somebody to show up every day, I would teach them the rest. And that's not just in logging or land clearing, whatever. I'm seeing that with plumbers. I'm seeing that with electricians. That's what people are looking for. People are just wanting somebody that they can depend on and that has a good attitude. And that's kind of what I'm seeing in this industry also. Now, as far as the experience that I've had with heavy equipment, I have had several years of heavy equipment experience before I came here. But the majority of that was in what you would call a enclosed environment. Like, the beginning of my heavy equipment career was at a paper mill in a wood yard. Now, did I run some really big stuff? Yes, I did. I ran a Liebherr 766, which is a really big dozer. But all I did was push chips. All I did was push chips on a chip pile. I didn't make grade on anything. I didn't really cut roads like you would do out here. You would cut a road off the chip pile, but it's still it's not out here, you know, and it is a big difference. It's a big difference. So I have And also I've unloaded trucks, log trucks with I can't think of the model Taylor, but you think of a Taylor forklift, it would have been the biggest one that they had. It would pick up, it would unload a log trailer all at once, all in one load. And I've literally unloaded thousands of log trucks before. But again, how does that equate to this? I mean, it helps some because, I mean, some experience is better than no experience, you know? So if you've been around heavy equipment, that's a bonus. That's going to get an employer's attention. But unloading trucks and loading trucks is totally different. And my buddy's got stuck again. So I'm gonna walk over here and get him unstuck. So I had a ton of, well, I ain't gonna say a ton, but I had several years of heavy equipment experience. I've done forestry mulching before with a skid steer. That's the closest thing to land clearing that I've done, is forestry mulching with a skid steer and a mulching head. And let me tell you, that is not exactly land clearing. There's a lot more that goes into it. But again, that's experience, and that counts. Don't think that if you have the stuff and it's not exactly like this, that it doesn't count. It does count, but you can't come up on an interview or a job acting like you can do something when you're not really capable of it. Cut right here. I'm gonna separate these stumps from the logs. Oh, that boom sounds terrible. Alright, he's still got a few left. Right here is I'm trying to restack it so when I load the log truck, I won't have such a mess. And that was just a newbie mistake that I made, and my foreman told me I needed to redo it, so I'm going to redo it. But a lot of it is attitude, guys. A lot of it is attitude. And I've been told that personally. If you come in here and you act like you know how to do everything, and then you don't, that's going to put you in a bad spot. You don't want that. Just be honest with whoever you're whatever crew you're trying to get on with. Again, whether it's this type of work or any of the other blue collar stuff, trades, just be honest. Tell them, hey, I do know this, I don't know that, but I'm willing to learn, kind of thing, and you will have a shot. I'm pretty sure that you would have a shot. So even though I did have experience with heavy equipment, it was not doing this, especially with excavators. Excavators was something, the least amount of experience I had. My foreman knows that, and he is very patient with me when I'm doing stuff like this. He knows that my speed ain't going to be there. He knows that I'm going to mess up. And so far, I haven't been fired. There was anything else specifically I wanted to say. I don't think so. I think the point that I wanted to get across and that to encourage guys was, if you're trying to get into this kind of work, give it a shot. Whether you got the experience or not, I would say give it a shot. Because if you have a good attitude and you are honest with who you're applying to, the job you're applying for, be like, look, you'd be like, I do have some heavy equipment experience, but I've never done this or that before. Like when I told them, I have a lot of dozer time. I mean, on paper, I have thousands of hours of dozer time, but it was with one dozer doing one thing. So you can see how that still kind of handicaps me when I come out here in what we will call the real world, not a enclosed scenario or environment like a wood yard. And all those hours I have don't really do me a ton of good. Like right now, just because I have thousands of hours on a dozer, well, I mean, I'm not on a dozer now, you know, but I do have heavy equipment experience and I'm doing this. Probably just start with these right here, but just when you see him coming, just stay out of the way. I'd probably leave your, these right here that he just brought up. Your stuff down there though out of the way so it won't get crushed. Yeah, just tell them, hey, I've done this, but I haven't done that. And as long as you have a good attitude, you don't act like a know-it-all, and just show a little respect. You know, I get told all the time, this was back when I worked at the paper mill, back when I worked at the chemical plant, that hey, that guy that you're about to go work with, he's a jerk or a dirtbag, don't nobody like him, and it'll be an older guy. Well, I'll go and I'll work with him, and this guy, we'll get along fine. But you want to know what it is? I didn't come in there like I guess a lot of younger people do, acting like I knew everything, having a crappy attitude, complaining about this, complaining about that, and I did what I was told. I think that makes a huge difference. And whenever you have that attitude, you may not know anything, but guess what? Because you're having a good attitude, more than likely somebody's going to take the time to have some patience with you and show you some stuff, because these companies need workers. They need workers, but they're not going to have near as much patience with somebody that acts like they know it all. And you know, just have a little common sense and a halfway decent attitude. One of the things my foreman told me when I came here, it was like when I was telling him about the stuff that I was having trouble with, or that I wasn't good at this or good at that. He was like, let's see, how did he put it? I want to say he was like, you're just ignorant to this stuff. He said, I can handle ignorance. He said, I can teach ignorance. He said, just being, I'm not going to put up with, and he used another word, but these guys out here, they don't mind ignorance. They don't mind you not knowing. They just want you to have some type of attitude that shows you care a little bit and have a little work ethic, and that's it. So that's my tips for getting into land clearing. Have a good attitude, show up, be dependable, and a lot of times people will teach you everything you need to know. Prime example right now. I've said it before, saying it again. I had very little experience on an excavator. Zero experience doing this, like moving tree, or I can't say that moving. Zero experience in the logging woods. And I'm not saying I'm good or anything like that. I'm saying that they're teaching me, you know, and they're being patient with me. So if I was able to find a setup like this, y'all be able to find a setup like this, and y'all be good to go. And just in case you do watch this, I know you're enjoying running your new toy over here, literally running circles around me. Boss man. But I'm going as fast as I can. I don't know if y'all saw, but he just went by in the skidder again after he dropped another load of logs. Now, he grew up in the logging woods. He knows all about this kind of stuff. So, he is right on. Let's see if I can get a better bite on this stuff. Well, that's it, guys. I think I've already shared, or the video's long enough. Probably going to leave it at that, and I think he wants me to get on that 848 here in a little bit anyways. So we're going to end the video with this. If you want to get into heavy equipment, if you want to get into land clearing, if you want to get into, I'm going to say, any of the blue collar trades, have a good attitude, be dependable, and they're going to show you what you need to know because they need you. Simple as that. Alright, we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all be good.